so close to gold. Then he fell out of favor with the Russian Federation, was not on the world scene. They were trying to punish him because they didn't like his training habits. They didn't think he worked hard enough. Shows up at the European Championships and he wins gold, and now here he is battling for Olympic gold against Gennady Golovkin.
Some of these athletes from these other countries, some of these harsher countries, they have less options than some of the athletes from other countries. They have to do well. Otherwise, there are pretty strong circumstances quite often.
Now, the Russian Federation taught Gaidarbekov his lesson, because when he was finally reinstated on the national scene, he blitzed through the European Championships earlier this year to win gold. Can Gaidarbekov take it one step further than he did in Sydney? Can he capture the gold in the middleweight division? He's got 4 rounds to help tell that tale. Tabo Victor Mahaffey from Lesotho, our referee.
Well, Gaidarbekov will have to do it, as you said, with the 2003 gold medalist from the World Championships, Golovkin.
Post-Soviet Russia has not won a middleweight Olympic gold medal.
Both fighters similar, but right away you see one difference. Gaidarbekov has the height advantage. Will he use it? That will have a lot to do with what color medal he's wearing at the end of this bout. Right now, Gaidarbekov would like to set up on the outside, use that height, and have a theme in his head. Charge Golovkin a price for the real estate he's trying to make up to get inside with the taller Gaidarbekov. And you know what that price is, Bob? It's not cash. It's punches. Gaidarbekov would like to charge Golovkin 2 or 3 punches for every foot he tries to gain.
Golovkin in the red, Gaidarbekov in the blue.
I've noticed in the past, Gaidarbekov has spanned at the right range, like he's going to use his height, but he doesn't move his hands to really take advantage of his height. He doesn't make the shorter man pay a price when he forces him to reach in. Now Golovkin, the shorter man, when he gets inside, he just threw a little bit of a forearm or an elbow in the face of Gaidarbekov, but Golovkin not taking advantage of his assets. We talked about Gaidarbekov not using his height, letting Golovkin get in. Well, Golovkin, the shorter man, not taking advantage of his shorter arms when he gets inside. He's smothering himself. You don't want to work inside with a taller man and then put your hands behind him and not be able to work.
These two boxers started as teammates, as part of the old Soviet Union. In 1992 in Barcelona, they competed under the unified team. In 1996, under their own respective flags. Gaidarbekov of Russia down 6-2 at the end of the first round. Gennady Golovkin of Kazakhstan, the Asian qualifying tournament, that's how he advanced. Of course, the reigning world champion. Kazakhstan has never won a middleweight medal, obviously, since 1996. Get a look at the breakdown from the Sydney Olympic Games. Jorge Gutierrez, the gold medal winner in this weight class. Cuba's representative in this weight class, Jordanis de Spain, was beaten in the quarterfinals by Andre Durrell of the United States, who then lost to Golovkin in the semifinals. Now number 2, Golovkin in the red with the edge.
Both these fighters do not properly exploit their strengths. Golovkin, the shorter man, look, he works inside, but then he allows himself to get tied up. You're the shorter man. The taller man's at a disadvantage inside. He can't use those long arms. You're inside. You want to work. You don't want to smother yourself. Golovkin doesn't do a good job when he gets inside of taking advantage of his asset. Having shorter arms, maybe physically being stronger. And again, I said both fighters do not take advantage of the things they should. Gaidarbekov, guilty of the same. On the outside, stands at the right place to be the taller man, but doesn't make Golovkin pay when he comes in. Again, Gaidarbekov gives up his height, Bob. If you're going to be tall, you got to set your feet and stay out there. Watch the feet of Gaidarbekov, and that will tell you whether or not he's fighting tall. If they move in, he's not fighting tall. If he's in close to Golovkin, Golovkin is getting his way.
Golovkin, a little movement there. Gaidarbekov gets in a left to pull within one.
Once again, Gaidarbekov, he stands off at the right place. He's got to move those hands as the shorter Golovkin gets forced to try to reach in and close the gap with the taller man.
Golovkin told to keep his head up.
For the most part, if you just come in late on this fight, all you got to know is if you see them in close, it's got to be favoring the man in red, Golovkin, the shorter man. Gaidarbekov wants range.
Now Golovkin in the red has been cautioned 4 times by our count for leading with his head. He should have received a warning. If you receive a warning, 2 points are added to your opponent's score.
Again, Golovkin gets inside where he wants to be. He's the shorter man, but then smothers himself, takes away the advantage that he momentarily gains and worked for. Neither fighter using their assets. Let's take a look from up ahead. You can see there, the shorter man gets inside. Gaidarbekov, the taller man, allows Golovkin to get inside, but Golovkin smothers himself. Can't work.
Kazakhstan's 2 Olympic medals, 1996 in the light middleweight, bronze. Yurmakan Abramov, and then he won gold in the light middleweight in Sydney. Gaidarbekov cruised through the European Championships. Round number 3. Golovkin, the reigning world champion in the red, in front.
If you're the shorter man, which happens to be Golovkin, you want to get in close, and that's just what Golovkin did. You want to use your jab, you want to work your way in, as Golovkin just did and scored with the taller Gaidarbekov. But then when you get inside, you don't want to do this. You want to keep just a little room where you can work those shorter arms.
And Gaidarbekov is edged in front.
This lead will flip-flop. Not a lot to separate these two fighters because they make mutual mistakes. They give up their advantages back and forth. Again, Gaidarbekov, the taller man. You want to know if he's using his height? Just look at his feet. If they're falling in, well, they're falling in. He's not using his height. But Gaidarbekov starting to move his hands a little more.
Teddy, you thought Golovkin in the red had a style made to order for the United States. Andre Durrell. Durrell did not fight a smart bout and lost 23-18 in the semifinals to Golovkin.
I still think he had a style, but he's still not in the tournament. Because as you just said, Bob, he did not use his abilities. Golovkin was slower than him, needed to be set to punch. Durrell was faster, did not use that speed, did not use the outside. And right now, Golovkin inside where he wants to be with the taller man, but not being productive, smothering himself.
Teddy, this is very sloppy, as was the light welterweight bout between Johnson and Unyumnum.
Not a lot to separate here. If either fight would find a way to score or just to punch on the inside, that could be enough to carry that fighter to gold in what figures to be a close fight down the stretch. Now, looks like Gaidarbekov starting to rise up with a little bit more of an effort.
Through 3, Gaidarbek Gaidarbekov leads Gennady Golovkin 18-13.
Golovkin wants to get inside. That time, using the jab, reaching a little bit, but still catching the taller Gaidarbekov, because Gaidarbekov not moving his hands as the shorter man comes forward.
Gaidarbekov outscored Golovkin 10-3 in that third round to grab control of this bout.
Again, that's why Golovkin does not have the edge. He's getting geography-wise where he wants to get, close to the taller man, but not doing what he needs to do, not moving his hands, Bob.
You know, Teddy, we should make reference. We see the referee, Mohapi, constantly giving cautions. There's no official scoreboard to how many cautions the referee gives a specific infraction. If he gives 3, he's supposed to issue a warning, but it's up to the referee to keep track of how many of each infraction he's given. Woody Gregory, our statistician, has 5 leading with heads for Golovkin, but he's yet to be warned.
Golovkin just showing you right there that he knows the score, literally and figuratively. He knows he's behind. He feels pressure. He's getting anxious. He's moving forward. But the key, if you're the shorter man and you want to move forward with the taller man, as Golovkin wants to do with Gaidarbekov, you must understand how to do it. It's not enough just to have the idea and the desire to do it. A lot of people have ideas and desire. You have to know how to go about it. Golovkin needs to jab his way in. And he's just leading with long punches.
Another leading with the head for Golovkin, but still no warning. Hey, this is basically 2 punches and a hug.
Again, Gaidarbekov, the taller man, he's standing at the right place, but then his feet fall in, and he's in a clinch. Now, if you're Gaidarbekov, you don't mind the clinches. You're ahead, you're the taller man, you want to be on the outside. But if you're Golovkin, you better mind, because the gold's slipping away, because you're not working inside. And if you're the fans at home or us, you mind a lot, because you're seeing too much hugging, not enough fighting.
Gaidarbekov by 7. That is the 8th caution to Golovkin for leading with his head.
Now, as sloppy as it is here, and I don't know why they have these rules, you're making a good point. If you're not going to take points away, I mean, what's the sense of giving out all these cautions if you're never going to take points away? There's been enough of them. Matter of fact, there's more action from the ref than from the fighters in some spots. But again, Gaidarbekov has the lead now and has enhanced it, because at least he's punching as Golovkin tries to get in close and earn real estate.
Well, you can really make the case here, Teddy, that Gaidarbek Gaidarbekov has wrestled the gold away from Gennady Golovkin.
Couldn't say it better.
He avenges his loss in the finals in Sydney. He beats the reigning world champion, Golovkin.
And here's how he did it right there. Gaidarbekov, for all the sloppiness, at least he threw punches in that last round, as Golovkin was trying to make up real estate, close the gap. Golovkin would get in close, which he wanted to do. He's the shorter man, but then he would be out of position, his hands behind Gaidarbekov. He could not work. That's why he has to settle for silver.
Gaidarbek Gaidarbekov could not wait to get to Athens and get a gold medal. He's accomplished that feat. More after this.